Mr. Richier, first of all, explain to us what about is this e-skills initiative 2014, when it started, and what is the target?
Well, the e-skills initiative is about acquiring the skills that are related to digital technology. We see that our economy and society is becoming increasingly digital. Young people, they use a smartphone, they connect to YouTube, they connect to Facebook, so it's pervasive. But this aspect is not only important for the young people for entertainment. There is a lot of what has to do with the economy. So we are seeing a transition to a digital economy, and the Commission was worried that some years ago we noticed that there was a dramatic decline in interest of young people as a whole to computer science, mathematics, engineering. So we spotted this in 2006. So already in 2007 we came forward with a long-term strategy to promote e-skills, as we call it, for the 21st century. So this is now a campaign to raise awareness. We had already a first campaign in 2012. We reached 8 million people, and we want now to reach much more, to sensibilize especially the young people about this challenge, and to foster cooperation between governments, the private sector, industry, the IT sector, but also the IT using sector, to come together to provide not only information about jobs which are vacant. We estimate that by 2015 there will be close to 500,000 jobs which will be unfulfilled, and this could double by 2020. So we want them to come together to give the opportunity to show to people the kind of jobs which are available, but also to work together to provide training for the existing workforce, for the unemployed, for the young people who have already made choices in terms of studies, but who could not find jobs, to train them quickly to get the opportunity to get job in ICT.
Well, if we read the figures, you mentioned also some, we see a paradox. 26 million people in Europe, officially in European Union, they are unemployed, and most of them young people. At the same time, you're saying, the Commission says that we lack 900,000 jobs, digital jobs, from now to 2020. This is something that we cannot understand. How so many people search for jobs, many of them, they are well educated, and at the same time there is this deficit in the digital economy, the digital technology.
Yes, I think it's a very important mismatch. And here we understand that we need, of course, to increase continually our skills, because this technology keeps changing all the time. There is a great pace of transformation and innovation. But the matter is that since 2006, in Europe as a whole, there has been a decline in the number of computer science graduates, and you need to know that half of the ICT practitioners, so people who work in ICT jobs, in the ICT sector, also in IT using sectors, only half of them got an ICT education, which means that for many of the people who are already working there, I mean, they got very quick experience or courses that they acquire with IT vendors, but they don't have enjoyed the capacity to have a full IT education. So there is a big problem for young people to understand about the opportunity which are there. And if you reflect about the introduction of the internet, a new generation, a new type of jobs have been created that did not exist. And if we look about the future, that's the same. Many of the jobs that will be created in the years to come will be new jobs that nobody has any idea, which pose a problem for the parents and for the children and for the education system, how to be organized, how to select the topic, the field, which will give opportunity for jobs in the future. So we have this current situation, as you said, that we have growing unemployment among the young people, but the percentage of unemployed young people who have studied ICT, who are even maybe ready to be mobile, is very low. So the advantage of ICT education, if it's combined also with good knowledge of communication skills and business skills is very low. And there is also a wage premium. So there is great benefit to embark in ICT education.
And what happened in 2006 and people lost their interest to follow studies, computer science
Yes.
studies? It's something cultural, it was socio-economic conditions?
It's something that we can explain by the kind of boom and bust. You may remember the time of the dot-com.
Mm-hmm.
So the dot-com crisis was not that the technology was not able to deliver and was not able to make progress. The dot-com crisis was again a big financial bubble that exploded, and there was, of course, strong impact. And for many policymakers and for many people who, of course, who are not that familiar with ICT development and trends, well, they saw that maybe the internet is not serious, will not be very important for the future. So a number of action and activities and priorities were degraded. And there was not so much communication anymore to the young people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of that exercise, because we saw that the first inflection happened in 2003 in the UK. By then already you had a decline between 20 and 30% in the number of young people entering computer science studies. And of course it takes time before you get these people on the market. So by 2006 the number of graduates declined. But the first shock happened in the 2002-2003. So there was a time lag. And I think this is a major problem. The technology is changing very fast. The fact that industry takes time to adopt the technology, the fact that the government usually is reacting on message of industry means that there is a time lag. There is a time lag already before companies are adopting technology, and there is a time lag before the government is reacting. That was the key essence of the initiative that we launched. We said that this topic will be there to stay. This is not something which that can be solved in 6 months or 1 year. This is a long-term issue. It's the whole transition of our economies and the positioning of the European economies in a global economy where we need to increase the level of our skills, and we need to invest especially in domain like science, technology, and innovation, because that's the only way we can compete against the growing developing economy in Asia, where you have also a huge workforce which also is increasing their skills. So it's a matter of making sure that we can provide sufficient innovation capacity in Europe based on technology, and this is where e-skills are critical, because if you don't have these skills, you are extremely dependent on manufacturing from Asia and dependent on creativity from the US. So we need to use these new tools to develop a new manufacturing base in Europe that will rely extensively on new technologies, and also to foster within the European workforce and within the European youth creativity, innovation, capability that can be available by software. And with software, nobody cares where you are located. You can be located in Crete, you can be located in the North Pole in Finland. Nobody cares.
Thank you.
You're welcome.